Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage and another video on the welding camera. That means that I don't have any microphone, so the sound is probably a little bit worse. My plan for this video is a lot of work on this side of the Abarth. As you can see, I flipped it around, and what I want to do now is to remove the plastic bits so I can see how bad it is. I can see already now that it's less worse than the other side, but the other side was also really bad, so yeah. Now I can see the backside of all the repairs that I have done down here. That's interesting. I'm going to remove the plastic kits and then see how it looks underneath and take it from there. What if a impressive and pretty looking layer of mud that had collected in there. And yes, a lot of the trims are broken and it's a rough car, but I love it. As expected, it's not too bad up here because I changed this wing a couple of years back. But it is flashing up already. I don't have to do a lot of work up here. There's something there. There's a little bit there. And then there is the jacking point, which is looking pretty bad. Let's just take that off. More repairs underneath needed, it looks like. On the other side, but other than that, much the same. And this has been repaired a lot of times. It's not supposed to have this many layers. It's just someone has just put something above it and welded it on, and then and then from here I need to open up this to get to the inner structure and replace this. So I'm going to cut this something like this, like I did on the other side. I have a repair panel for this side also, and also cut out the wheel arch to see how bad it is in there. I'm going to do that off camera and then take it back when I have done it. Much more to work from on this than the other side. I mean, this still got something left in it. I can repair it. I don't have to attempt to completely remake it, which is amazing actually. I think I'm gonna pull out the needle gun and just try to clean up a bit. That will be noisy, so see you in a bit. So after a bit of cutting and cleaning up, I have opened up this. And the reason why I opened up this much is because it will be way more easy to fix what's in there. But what I found in my stash was actually not, I didn't know I had that much, was this side panel. It's almost complete, it stops right there. But this one actually goes like this and into the door jamb and almost fixes the entire length. So instead of trying to fix all these small pieces, I'm just going to change it all. Probably go in the door jamb and just spot welding in it. It will be a lot easier, I think. So this gives me the possibility of opening up a lot more. And I'm concentrating on this now, and then going to this wheel arch and the inner structure in there that needs fixing. I'm going to remove this thingy that holds on the wheel on this side as well. You might remember that I put a strap around it on the other side so that I can remove that. But actually it's not even necessary. What I plan to do on this one is to make a prop that's just standing down like this, just to support it. But in reality it's not even necessary, because take a look at this. It is balancing completely like this. Of course, if I want to lower it down a little bit, and I might have to do that because I cannot get to my cupboards otherwise, I will have to do something about that. And then if I lower it down, I would expect it to flex and probably fall down also. But it's resting pretty nicely like this, and it's being supported in the front end where it's heavy. But being a very rusty car, I don't want it to flex too much because it is really rusty. But enough about that. I'm going to focus on this over here. And what I want to do right now is to cut this open a bit more so that I can see this in here, how much I need to do about that. And then I will recreate the outer panel afterwards. This bracket is probably for holding it while dipping it in paint and so on when it was manufactured. I actually thought that it was some kind of lifting point, but I'm not sure it is. At least I'm told that it's probably just what the robot thingy was holding it in. Not a robot, I think you know what I mean. I don't plan on putting them on again, but I need to remove them to actually fix the rust underneath. Well, there's no rust underneath because it's gone. I need to recreate this area that goes on top of this. Yeah, so quite a lot of pieces. This is just supposed to be like this, and then this goes on top of that and welded to that, and this plate goes down and is going to be the plate that continues this line all the way to this point and closes up the entire thing. So it's quite a lot of pieces, but I don't think it's too hard to fix. I'm gonna start with fixing this and then fix this. But the nice thing was to see that the structure underneath here is pretty solid. I need to cut some of it away, but most of it is all right. So I'm probably just gonna open up this up till here so I can reconstruct the entire structure right there. But I'm gonna do some work off camera and take you back when it looks a little bit more solid. Woohoo! The first repair on the other side. I've now reconstructed this inner part, then this one needs to be reconstructed and connected to the ledge that I welded in here, and then the closing panel, and then the closing panel. And a short while later I made this panel in here. I did the same as I did on the other side and just made a solid piece instead of the round holes. Yes, it's a little heavier, but it's also more sturdy, and if I ever am going to finish this project, I will have to cut some corners. This is the next thing I want to make. This is just a panel going around the filler neck. It stops right here with a edge, and then this is welded onto that. What I have started by doing is to make this in a piece of cardboard, the correct size, and then I'm gonna transfer this to a piece of metal and try to recreate that. And now this is the correct size that I want it to be in the end. And I'm going to do something up here. Right there, I'm gonna add this material, and I will show you why a little later. Here we have it. It's a bit rough. Then I'm gonna make a bend right there and right there. Like this, and then I'm gonna fold this edge down the other way. And then I'm gonna use the shrinker on this edge because that will fold it around. Then I hope to get the shape somewhat correct, and then in the end I will cut this edge off and flatten out this area. This is an attempt, so it might not work out perfectly the first time, but I don't need it to be perfect either, so. I can already see now that I have made one mistake. I should have stretched it from the other side, because at one point the tool won't fit anymore in here. But let's see what happens. Yeah, if I had flipped this on the other side, I would have been able to continue to stretch it instead of shrinking it, but now the tool can no longer fit in here. So I'm gonna cut this off now and see if I can shape the rest of it by hand. think that I can just gently get it there now. I think this turned out pretty nice, but down here it should be flat because this piece closing panel is flat and then this closes down and the sill down here meets. So I have to flatten out this area. I think I'm just going to mark it up right there, and then I will have a little think about how to do that without losing too much of the shape. But I would like to just have it flat from there. I'm really unsure whether this is going to be a good idea, but I'm just going to give it a go and tap this area down. Yeah, I think this is going to be all right. I'm just going to do a test fit. I think that is pretty decent, actually. So I think this is pretty good. Yes, I should have added a little more material down here, but it will meet up with the closing panel. So I think that'll be all right. I can actually I probably have to move it up here to make it work. So this edge should have been down here. It's fine here, but it should have went down here. I might just add a little piece, but it is just. But as long as the outer panel closes it up, I think it will be all right. So I'm gonna try to operate this piece out so that I can install it. Hopefully this edge is all right, then I can just weld onto that. I'm not sure though. We'll have to see. I'm gonna operate for a bit and take you back when that piece is out. So I have removed the old panel, cleaned up this. This is actually all right. It's bad down here, but I will change that later. This up here is all right. This is all right. It's bad up here, so I need to reconstruct that. I've treated the rust in there with converter, and we'll paint that later. But it's not too bad, so the converter will be fine for that, as long as I protect it. So now I'm going to go ahead and weld that piece in, which is now painted on the rear. So I should just be able to slide that in behind the other panel and up. I'm not drilling these, I'm just welding that in the seam in there. So there we go. I need to put this closing panel on to make it sturdy. Right now it's just tacked in the very thin material up there. Tacked down there. And be back in a second when I have done that. And this is it. I welded in the piece. I opted to just add a little piece going down here to just follow the line that the closing panel goes down and is spot welded onto. I also did a slight overlap on this panel just to make it a lot easier to put in. This is now very solid. I need to reconstruct a little piece of this, a bigger piece of the inner wheel arch, but it's easy to get to. In case anyone were wondering, no, I was not worried about explosion because of the fuel line right here, the fuel filler, because the fuel tank is not there anymore. I was a little bit worried about starting to melt stuff, so I took it slowly over here, but nothing seems to have happened, so that's nice. This is all for now, and the first welding video from this perspective of the A112, the upside down. Yeah, there's a lot of work needed. I hope to get some help in this area, just like I did on the other side, because he did such a fast job considering how much he got fixed, and I hope he got time to help me a little bit more. We'll see. Now, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Don't forget you can support me. There is a Patreon link down below in the description of the video, and see you in the next one.